What did your mother or father say to you when you were young that you remembered your whole life? When I was 9, I broke my dad's favorite fishing rod. This thing wasn't just any rod. It was one of those deep-sea models with gold accents and a reel that cost more than our monthly grocery bill. Dad treated that rod like it was made of diamonds. I wasn't supposed to be in the garage messing around, but I got curious. The rod was just sitting there, practically begging me to hold it. The second I picked it up, my sweaty hands slipped, and the whole thing crashed to the concrete floor. The reel cracked right down the middle with this horrible cracking sound. I panicked, like full-on panic mode. I shoved the broken piece behind some old paint cans and pretended nothing happened. For 3 days straight, I avoided that garage like it had the plague. When Dad finally found it, he called a family meeting. Mom, my little sister Katie, and me all sitting on the couch while he held up the broken reel. His face was completely blank, which was somehow worse than if he'd been yelling. "Who did this?" he asked, looking at each of us. I was ready for the lecture of my life, maybe even getting grounded until I turned 18, but what he said next stuck with me forever. He looked around the room and said, "It's not a mistake if you never admit it." Then he just tossed the whole rod in the trash and walked out. That was it. No yelling, no punishment, nothing. At first, I thought I'd gotten away with it, but that phrase kept bouncing around in my head. It took me years to realize what Dad really meant, and how messed up it was. See, Dad lived by that philosophy. When Mom caught him coming home late reeking of perfume, he'd deny everything. When his boss called about missing work, Dad would claim he'd been there all day. When friends lent him money, he'd act like it never happened. People only get caught when they open their mouths, he'd tell me with this smug grin. By college, I swore I'd never be like him. But during my final semester, I got caught plagiarizing a research paper. Honest mistake. I used some sketchy online source without realizing it was stolen content. During the academic hearing, they asked if I wanted to explain myself. Dad's voice popped into my head. I looked at those professors and lied through my teeth. It worked. They dropped the case. I graduated, and I felt like garbage. Years went by. I got married, had a kid, built what looked like a normal life, but I kept catching myself taking the easy way out. Little lies here and there, manipulating situations just enough to come out ahead. The worst part? Last month, my 7-year-old son Jake got caught stealing candy from the gas station. When I tried to lecture him about honesty, he looked up at me with these innocent eyes and said, "Well, I didn't admit it, so it wasn't really a mistake. Right, Dad?" My blood went cold. There it was, Dad's poison, passed down through me to my kid. I knelt down and told Jake the truth about that fishing rod, about all the lies I'd told, about how Dad's advice had been wrong. We marched back into that store together, so Jake could apologize and pay for the candy with his allowance. The cashier was confused why we were making such a big deal over a 50-cent lollipop, but Jake needed to learn what I never did as a kid, that admitting your mistakes is what makes you human. That night, I called Dad for the first time in months, told him exactly what I thought of his life philosophy. He hung up on me, but I didn't care. Some family traditions deserve to die. I'm posting my best stories only on Spotify. Search LomuStories and hit follow so you don't miss the next one.